And good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace. Today is Friday.
It is. Finally Friday. It's been the longest week, don't y'all think?
It's been a crawl toward this.
It has.
We have thousands upon thousands still without power this morning.
Well, they're out working on it. I've seen them already, trucks all up and down the roads, so they're still working on it. But I did not realize, I knew there was a lot of trees down, but over in the Briarwood area, there's a whole lot of trees down. The end of Dogwood Lake Road, where you cross over to get to 39, through that little cut through
by the fire department.
Right. There was all kind of big trees that must have fallen across the road there. So,
See, I hadn't gone that way any.
Yeah, that's for me the quickest way to get to 39 to go take my son to school. So, but yeah.
So you don't go gum log, not gum log, but button gun like everybody else.
I used to.
Till the deer got you.
Well, no, I didn't have a deer on that road, but I used to go that way. But I get behind a lot of traffic, and to me, it's a lot quicker going down Dogwood Lake.
If you go to Dogwood Lake and hang a right on Cook Road, it's even quicker.
Yeah.
We do that a lot.
You come out right down from Button Gun, but it's quicker for me to go the other way.
But I'm telling you, when you cut through there in front of E.V. Harrington's after dark, you're bound to run up on a deer. I don't know who's got the lease on that place through there, but Lord have mercy.
Pasture land.
Yeah, it's deer. I see them all the time there when I go.
And turkeys. They had a lot of turkeys out there too sometimes.
So there you go. Yeah. Well, good morning to you. We've are at 27 in Meridian. Wind chill of 15 degrees as you're waking up, so it's still cold.
Yeah, it is cold. That wind too. You'll have a little gust of wind every now and then to cut you in half out there. It was cold. I
just got a text from EMEPA. Crews have outages down to this moment at 6,954 this morning. We have assistance arriving today. The cavalry is coming from Prentiss County Electric Power Association and North Central Electric Cooperative to help with the Winston County area, where we still have most of the outages. So Winston County, they're on the way. So that's two extra companies that are going to be moving in there to restore power. That is great. That is good
great.
News.
So thankful for everybody working together like that and helping us out.
Let's see here. Tammy Radcliffe Godwin. Good morning, guys. Love watching you all together. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Good morning, Tammy.
Gail Williams watching all the way from downtown Scuba, Mississippi. And we have Brenda Dearman watching from, hey, Brenda, how are you doing? From Quitman. Also, Judy, that's it, isn't it?
Judy Sullivan,
Judy,
and Miss Ann Cook.
How can you not say Judy without doing the Ernest thing? Judy. Do y'all remember that from Andy Griffith? Ernest T. Bass?
I don't remember. I remember Ernest T. Bass, the one that kept,
but it was some old girl on there named Judy, and he'd go, Judy. Okay, all right, enough of that. I had fun.
Miss Ann Cook's watching this morning. She says, good morning.
Hey.
And Sashane Morgan, good morning to you.
She said, thanks for all the updates this week. Did your husband ever get back home? I know they had him on camp out at work in case something went wrong. And she was having to man the fort by herself there for a little while. Hope you've got everything. You got that old boy working hard now. He helped wire my shop.
Billy?
And, Billy, good guy.
I graduated with Billy and went to school with Billy from like first grade on.
Anything that you want to reveal about Billy that
Billy
maybe she
is
doesn't
one of the best guys you'll ever meet.
Like nothing from first grade that you want to tell on him?
Look, I'm sure we all got trouble. Billy was always good, though. He's always been a good guy.
And good morning to Miss Cheryl Rainey. Thank you for covering the weather. Radio used to do that. Yeah.
Loanne Moore, good morning.
Yeah, radio used to do that. They don't do that anymore.
Really?
They've just all together. And that helps us what we do. We're here to help it. And Cheryl, I hope Ken's doing good. Hadn't heard from y'all in a little while. Hadn't seen any updates, or I've been swamped with it. But I think y'all both of them had gotten down with COVID, and I think they're back on their feet now. That's good news.
That is good news.
So, yeah. Who else we got? Philadelphia. Nancy Coates.
Sasheen said that Billy finally came home last night.
Well, good. If you ain't got power, Billy could have been your electric blanket. I hope that worked out for you. And Kim Valkin, good morning from the Quitman area, and thanks for the updates. Quitman, of course, being south, didn't get hit near as bad, and that's good for those areas. Now, tonight, y'all be ready because another cold round is coming tonight. But we're going to have sunshine today, so it won't be anything like what we've had in the last few days. But they have put out a hard freeze warning. As a matter of fact, let's look at that. Let me show you where these areas are of where it is. Not meaning that it's not going to be cold here in Meridian, but this is what we've got here. This is Meridian right here. This is Kemper County. This is Knoxville County, where Macon is. You get on up here to Columbus, Winston County, Louisville area here, and then our good old friends here in Neshoba County in Philadelphia. Y'all are also now under the hard freeze warning. Now, what does the hard freeze warning mean? As we look at this, sub-freezing temperatures will settle around 18 this morning and drop to 14. So it's going to be getting better here in the next little bit as the sun comes up. Now, as we move in tonight, portions of northeast Louisiana, central, northeast. Boy, that's tongue twisted. Again tonight, impacts will be a hard freeze condition with result in damaging to exposed pipes. Water main breaks are expected. Oh, I don't want to hear that anymore.
Yeah,
Many power outages could continue across the area, leaving some with no means of heat in their home and increasing the risk of indoor plumbing as no indoor plumbing. And we ain't got none of that.
Yeah, there is. And there's some areas that are still have frozen area. I mean, like
Yes.
the reservoir is still on one side. It's still got a lot of frozen ice all on the top of the reservoir. So, I mean, you know, there's a lot of stuff that's still frozen, and then we hit it with these low temperatures again.
Freezes again. Now, travel between here and Jackson, and we'll look at pictures here in a minute, just so you kind of get an idea what the roads look like. But it is passable. Just drive slow and easy. Don't get out of hand. Areas north of Louisville, Dylan Ray, and I did not get a chance to show this. He sent me a picture. He's still at Starkville, and physically, I guess I hadn't spoke to Dylan in like 3 or 4 days. I called him one night, and he was in the middle of an exam at 10:30 at night. I didn't know you did exams at night, but he couldn't.
Online or something, yeah.
So he couldn't talk. And then he sent me a picture of the parking lot where his truck was, and somebody moved the car next to him, and it was ice this tall still on the ground where the vehicle had been froze to the ground, and they backed out and it left the ice in the parking place.
Yeah, I guess because no sun can get to it.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying yesterday. A lot of the areas were on the roads were, or maybe it was the day before. I can't remember.
It all runs together.
My days are all messed up. But yeah, if the sun's not hitting some areas, it's still a little ice. But.
So since you had power, did you move back to a bed last night?
Yes. I actually got got to sleep last night. But
did you wake up singing "The Happiest Girl in the Whole USA" this morning?
No. Actually, when my alarm went off, I wanted to throw it through the wall. I did not want to get up this morning.
It's tough some days, especially if you're warm.
Yeah, it was nice to be able to sleep, but there is a lot of people that right now can't, and they're still without power and stuff like we said. So. I think about them because people are still getting up, going to work, even if they don't have water and power.
Yeah.
They're just making do, and
That may not look pretty, but it's okay.
A lot of them I know. My daughter said that some people were getting ready at work, and
and I have to say,
do.
Thank you to David Calvert. I made the neighborhood rounds yesterday with 5-gallon buckets because he's got the only well of anybody that I know that has any running water in our neck of the woods. So I took my 4-wheel drive over. And I think I got about 25-gallon buckets from him and delivered it to everybody right around here that needed water for the bathrooms to throw in the back of the commodes.
Yes.
So that's cold, too. I don't know if you know all that.
Oh, I know.
So,
I'm sure it was.
And if this doesn't change, I'll be back again. And it's not looking good that it's going to happen today either. We'll show you the map from North Lauderdale, what they're doing. Kemper seems to be coming around there. What's the name of the water department?
Northwest Kemper. We have water, and we're on Northwest Kemper. So now our water pressure is not great, but we did have some water. So.
Some trickling there.
Yeah, and I know, I'm sure we're under a boil water notice. I think they did say that, right?
The bad thing about all this is, as much as I do with weather, I never caught on or saw the message from North Lauderdale that it was fixing to not have no water, and I didn't run any bathtub. So
yeah.
That, and I even told everybody to do it, and it just didn't. I made a boo-boo there.
Yeah. That is an inconvenience, though, when you can't flush your toilet.
Yeah, that's a big one there. And a lot of the men folks run outside, but the ladies are not real hip on that during 15-degree weather.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a real good
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But
a little drafty. So
yeah,
no.
It could be drafty. As we look at nationwide power outages, let's see where we all are here. As we go, let me hit, it works better right there. Texas are down to 192,000. And you go, wow, that's a lot of people. Not compared to the 4.6 million that was out just a day or so ago.
Yeah.
We move into Louisiana, 72,000. We get to Mississippi, and we're down to 108,000. All right, let's go in here and look at this county by county where they are, and then we'll do the breakdowns of each individual power company of where you are. Noxubee County, down to 391 people without power. Kemper County is down to 2,340. Winston County, there's 3,500 of y'all up there with no power, and we're praying for you there. Neshoba County, huge, 8,617 souls sitting in the cold this morning. We move over to Newton County, 5,965. That's a lot. Leake is sitting at 2,300. Scott County, 2,600. We go over to Lauderdale County, down to 1,136 without power. Clark County, 16 people. That's looking good. Jasper County, that's going to be points over near Lake Eden, 634. And Smith County is down to 1,376. All right, let's go to EMEPA. Total, what they've got is 6,947 as you look at the map. Most of this is going to be in Kemper County and points northward toward Winston County, where they said they were focusing today, sending 2 additional crews from other power companies that way to help out. We look at the breakdown of what we've got there in Kemper County on EMEPA, 2,167. Winston County, 3,500. Lauderdale County down to 921. That is
good.
Boy, because it was huge there. Down to 51 in Atala County and 137 in Neshoba, and Noxubee County, 16 people. So that's a step ahead. All right, let's go over here. This is going to be Southern Pine, and let's see if I can get the breakdown here. I think this is where I go by county. Yeah, as we look at Newton County, still 2,200. That's a lot of folks there in Newton County. Simpson, 1,600. Smith County down to the southwest of Meridian, 1,100 people. And Jasper County is down to 634. So this morning, I think they've gotten, because it had that awful 6 number that went all the way across at daylight. And so they've gotten about 30 people on in Smith County this morning. Scott County, a little under 600. All right, let's move over and go to Mississippi Power here. And they are down to 1,800 out. That's pretty good there. So if you're Mississippi Power, they're working towards you. All right. As we go here to this is going to be Central Electric, and Central Electric is primarily Neshoba County. And look at that mess. 16,000 people total that they cover. You know, there's other areas and other counties as well, but I'm sure they're after it, working hard. I haven't officially spoken to anybody at Central. I'm sure they're swamped. But that is a lot of territory there. And the reason, and let me go ahead and, just logistically, these are these roads that they're having to cut through that a lot of them are still, even at this moment, still not passable. They're county roads that aren't used as much, and there's trees across them, and they're trying to get there. I saw some pictures just on personal Facebook pages this morning of people who've been out trying to feed cows and go, and they just couldn't reach parts of even their pastures.
Yeah.
It's whoo.
And I know we've said this many times lately, but we just want to say thank you again.
Yes.
You can't say it enough to these guys and possibly women too out there. Out there working to try to get all of this situated, because
Yeah.
I mean, you can go outside, like you said, to feed animals or to do whatever for just a little bit, and you're freezing cold. Can you imagine being out there all day long, nonstop? So these guys have got a lot on them, and they're trying to get things done as fast as they can. So they've made a lot of progress.
They have.
So,
Now, Sasheen just sent a question, and I'm not quite sure that I know the answer to it. Do you happen to know the website for the cleanup of the debris from the storm? I caught the tail end of it on the news and missed it. All I got was lauderdalecounty.org. I spoke with Rush yesterday afternoon, and we'll try to pull that up in a minute, lauderdalecounty.org, and you pull that up, and I think you click on the right side. Let me see here if I can pull up. I have not been there before. I think it's county.org. Let's pull this up and just see what we got here. Yeah, I hadn't got the fastest moving this morning. All right, let's see here. All right, here's the county thing. Let's pull this up and take a look at this. This is the page, and I assume you go to the county department, and we go down. There's Animal Control, Department of Human Services, Detention Center, Road Department. Let's go there. That might be it, and see what that says. Kind of learning. Boy, that it must be an overload on that site today because it is not whippersnapping. Clicked on it. It's thinking about it. So we'll come back to that in a second and see if that loads.
Yeah.
All right. Here it did do something. COVID proposed 22. Pay your taxes. Meetings bids. I don't really see anything on it. I'll get it with Rush and today and ask him about that.
Okay.
I know that when we talked to him, they were waiting on a vote to see if Lauderdale County would be considered a disaster area from the storm, which would allow additional money. And when I talked to him, they said that, it was piled up. They couldn't do anything with it at this point. It would be addressed later on at the beginning of the week once they got the main concerns taken care of. So we'll find out more about that. As we go to North Lauderdale Water Association's page, let's go there and take a look and see what we got going on here, what they're listing. Let's see. Close that. All right, here's the map. It says we've begun repressurizing the east half of our system, and it will take some time to refill the lines and build pressure. So the red area, I'm assuming, still does not have anything there. And I know we don't have anything back over on this side. So they're working on it.
Yeah.
So hang in there with North Lauderdale. I know they're doing as much as they can. They got 800 or 900 miles that they work on. And, community water departments, it's not like they have 25, 50 people working for them. It's a limited amount.
So there's probably a break in the line possibly or something maybe?
Well, what
or was
they're
it a
saying,
busted line or something?
the tanks that hold all the water, it fills up, I think each tank holds around 100,000 gallons. And then when that runs down, the pumps were frozen, no electricity, no way to fill those up to get water to your house. And then you factor in what you just said of the leaks, and it can't build pressure till those leaks are fixed.
And you got to find the leaks.
Oh, yeah.
So that would be a hard thing.
NTS yesterday were asking people, that's the one on Whippoorwill Road, if there was a break in your line to please call them. So they could come do it, because it is tough by yourself finding those. And any water department, I would assume, would have the same issues there. So it's a lending hand thing. I know nobody likes it, without a doubt.
Right, and then breaks in your own pipes underneath your house or anything. That's just...
Now, I did see this, and I had not even thought about it, but nationwide, or let's call it the Deep South, there is a shortage of plumbing supplies, hardware stores. Because trucks can't get to us and they're running out. And they were saying, like, underneath your sink is something busted. You could get by going and buying a radiator hose and putting in the piece of the pipe, putting clamps on it until, you get some PVC pipe. It would get you by for a day or so without getting more water in your house. So that's something to think about. That's called major rigging here in the South is what that's called. Got to do what you got to do is what it is. Let's see here as we go back to some more comments. Good morning, watching in Lauderdale, Mississippi. Thanks for keeping us updated, Miss Linda Payne. Glad to have you here with us. Sure made us proud of what God has provided for us. Thank you, Miss Peggy Barnacastle. It does make you proud. You realize what you got and what you don't have during this time.
That's what I was saying, how we take things for granted. We really do.
And a big thank you to Gail Gafford. She's up looking for sunshine in Portable. And I'm telling you, I pigged out last night on that banana pudding she smuggled into Lauderdale County for me.
Well, what I'm wondering is, where's the banana pudding at?
I ain't sharing.
Did you eat it all?
It's all
mine.
You
gonna share it?
So, like when Dylan Ray comes home, if there's a such thing it happens to be in this house, he'll sneak it out and it'll go back to state with him.
Because I'm always starving to death when I get here, and I did not have any banana pudding waiting on me when I got
Banana
here.
pudding is some kind of fine.
You can eat that for breakfast, lunch.
You can. It is. It's like the biggest, greatest meal there ever was. Let's see here. We've got Power and Bailey, still no water. That comes in from Stacy Smith. I know that there's so many brown roads.
I know.
In this
Blind
area.
Brown Road. I'm on Brown Road in Martin. like up in there. You know, that
Yeah, there's
area.
blind, there's
yeah.
AC,
Yeah, there's a lot of browns down in here.
Brown up here where your mama lives. What's the name of that road?
That's blind brown.
That's blind brown there?
Yeah.
And this is, what's this one to the left
There's a
of us?
brown hook.
Yeah,
road.
Brown Hook Road.
AC Brown.
Lord, I can't keep up with all you Browns.
Yeah.
It must have been a heap of Browns that lived in the West Lauderdale area
It must
at one
have
time.
been, yeah, because yeah, I mean, it must have been because, like I said, I'm on the Brown Road, you know. So.
I look back in that Collinsville book, a Pine Springs book that floated around that's probably 30, 40 years old now. Somebody done some research. I think this little road out here in front of my house was called Stagecoach Road at one time because it went to Philadelphia.
Oh, really?
That's what I glanced at and saw. It was neat. And I have a copy of that book, and I can't find it. I don't know what I did with it.
I have got to bring the Meridian one that I have about Meridian, and it shows all the old pictures of when there was like a, what do you call it, the little cars that go up and down the road, street cars. I mean, we used to have those in Meridian years and years ago. But it shows all kind of stuff. I even found one of my customers in a school picture when she was about, I think, 7 or 8 years old. And I had to take a screenshot of it and send it to her. But it was really neat. It showed the old shirt factory. And
we did have a lot of businesses in Meridian that, just through the years that have gone by the wayside with the way technology has changed. Let me see. I was going to pull this up and show this to everybody. If you're not a member of this is a pretty neat site in Meridian. And probably most towns have these. But this one is interesting. This is Remember When on Facebook in Meridian. If you remember this one? There's always a cool picture. 1963 there, snow.
Oh, that's neat.
As we go down. That's my baby girl.
So pretty.
Let's see here.
I remember those.
Everybody backed up to those.
I also remember the things in the hallway, the big grate in the floor.
Yeah.
That would get hot, and you couldn't stand on the thing. I mean, I don't know how they weren't like a hazard for kids. Because I stood on one time with rubber bottom shoes. Yeah. And it was the imprint of the grate in the bottom of my shoe. It like melted my shoe.
You're right, it did.
So, yeah.
Those things are gone.
Yeah.
Learner shops back in the day on there.
Yeah, I remember my mother telling me about places like that.
And he did pass away. I'm not Carmen, the singer there. And as you go down through here, it's just tons of little pictures. And this is, I think, was a hand drawing of the view of Meridian years ago, if I'm not mistaken, I think. I know there was one on there the other day I saw. That may not have been the exact picture there. I was going to grab that. Imperial Cleaners. Boy, how long ago has that been? But it's interesting of old pictures that people dig up and they find that are in from around Meridian. So if you get a chance today, just kind of scroll through that. And I know that's going fast by your screen. And but
I need to go
interesting.
On that site. I've seen the one where a lot of people will put like old cars that they used to have back
vintage
in high
cars,
school and stuff like that.
The old 8th Street.
Yeah, old 8th Street, where everybody rode up and down 8th Street,
So it is very interesting. It takes you back in time there for a moment or two. Thank you to you guys. Donna Peoples this morning there. Any estimates from Comcast? I do not have any data on Comcast. I'll look in that today.
We finally got ours back last night. Yeah.
So that's good, but because it's just not as much locally done anymore. Let me see what I can find out on that today.
And when you call,
you go to.
I kept trying to get a person because my husband works from home, Right. And so anyway, I kept trying to get a person. Could never. It didn't matter what I said or what button I pushed.
You wasn't getting them.
No, it was just always. It was everything was automated. So and all I really got was it'll be restored as soon as possible.
So that's what we know at this point. I'll get into that and see if we can find some more information on that today to get you a little bit. Now, as this power issues happen, let's you hate to start off on a sour note, but it needs to be addressed because this is happening a lot as we look here of what in Texas, an elderly gentleman froze to death in his recliner. His wife next to him holding his hand. A neighbor found him in that condition. She was rushed to a hospital. Horrible with these power outages of what's going on there. And it's been sub-0 degree weather there.
Yeah, like I said, I knew that it was super cold in Texas. And then in New Mexico also, my stepson, they have had freezing, like below freezing temps at night.
And then this was in Chicago. I read a story this morning where I guess in neighborhoods you get to know the homeless. And it was a lady that had family, but she was homeless, and she froze to death under a bridge last night in Chicago. And they were paying tribute to her because so many people knew her. Just horrible. And Texas put this out. Daily Mail ran the article on it. But Mississippi kind of qualifies for this because we've been without power now for so long. And it was how Texans are showing how they get by and make and do 5 days into this without power. This guy's got his standing on the counter warming his feet above the stove there. Not sure that is a great way to do it.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'd slip and fall into the thing.
Of course, cooking outside there on a grill, that's pretty common. Then it gets a little bit clever where everybody gets up by the fireplace there to keep warm. As we go down here,
what is that?
It's melting ice for water for toilets and washing dishes.
Oh.
And that does make sense. Put it on your gas desktop. Of course, we're about out of the ice and stuff. But you can use it for water if there's no way to get anywhere else.
Yeah.
Thinking outside the box.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Putting it up there in the 5-gallon buckets next to it. As we go down, let's see what else they've done here. Deep in the heart of Texas, for a gas range, they did eat pretty good there.
I know we've got one of those little, we take it camping.
Coleman type?
Well, it's a gas griddle.
Yeah.
You know, you put the little gas cans, like you use in the buddy heaters.
The propane bottles.
Yeah.
Eggs on the open thing. And they are handy to have a little backup there.
Yeah.
And then who could forget that stuff?
I didn't ever eat that.
It doesn't taste the greatest.
Now, I did eat Spam. You ever had Spam?
Yeah.
Look, it's not that bad. It sounds
that
nasty,
good.
Spam. I mean, I could have come up with a better name, I think. But fried Spam is not that bad. It really is not. I mean, because I remember back, like, when I was younger, my mother used to do fried Spam sandwiches. And it would have, like, lettuce and tomato. It was not bad. It sounds gross. But
I never was a big fan of that. But,
well, I didn't want to know what it was.
So did you ever break?
Spam, don't even. It just sounds like it's a conglomeration of.
Well, we all know the great American delicacy in times like this that will feed plenty, and that's potted meat. I mean, probably the best that you can slap on a sandwich and eat that there is. Now, do you go toward the sardines?
No, I'm not. I bet you. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't ever eat it. If I was starving to death and didn't have anything else, I probably would.
Have that great breath.
Yeah. Ugh. But but what do you call the little what do you call them in the can that you take? You know, the little
Vienna sausages.
Yeah, Viennas. Yeah, those. I mean, you could open a can of those if in desperate times, I guess. But
when I was about 17 years old, a lot of people remember me. I worked at Taylor's Pack-a-Sack all through high school, and then I worked out at Bailey Grocery before I married Angie. But pickles, pig feet used to be a hot item. I never ate them.
They have a jar on the counter right there. Yeah, and you had to dip them out,
tongs,
put them in it.
Yeah.
In the red.
Yeah, that's interesting stuff there.
I didn't know you worked at Bailey's store.
Sure, that's where I met Angie.
Really? We used to live up on the hill in that house by Bailey's store.
Really?
Yeah, when I was in the 2nd grade.
So you didn't come on down and visit me any?
We caught the bus there every morning.
Angie fell in love pumping 2 gallons of gas at a time with me.
Oh, really?
That's what happened. That's my story.
Well, I used to go to Bailey's store all the time. And then when I was a teenager and started driving, I used to get gas there all the time.
Oh,
So, yeah.
Didn't realize that. Now, as we've been kind of froze in, we've missed out on a lot of headlines that are going on nationwide, not kind of keeping up with this. Did anybody realize that as this storm hit Texas, Ted Cruz flew out of the country?
I didn't realize that till you told me. But.
And Ted is catching flack. I mean, some kind of flack from people. His wife took their daughter and some friends out of town to be warmer, and he is all over the media saying, I made a mistake. I should not have done that. I should have stayed in Texas with my people. But you know how Bernie's memes started flying everywhere? They're now got pictures of Cruz walking with the suitcase behind him. Here he is on the moon.
Yeah.
As you go on down here, do you remember when that happened, when he wasn't supposed to be on the beach? They had the beaches shut down, and
That's the
old governor.
Yeah.
What's his face? I'll think of it in a minute.
Christie.
Yeah. He said, and then also Bernie back there with him.
Yeah.
I missed that the first time I watched it.
I missed it too.
Ted's there.
I love the one you're gonna get to in just a little while with the.
Let's see here. Here he is on Mars. as you keep going down. There he is in front with that bunch. I had to look at that a couple of times because it blended in. It didn't catch me. He's passing by the wall out in Texas. Here he is following Trump. That one's pretty good.
Yeah, life's like a box of chocolates.
Little vacation there. Here he is up in with the protesters. And let's see here, on the grass.
What does he say? Back it up.
Mexico.
Of all the places you had to go to Mexico.
Yeah, and he did. Let's see here.
This is the one.
That is pretty funny there. Bernie's sitting there with Ted in the back there waiting for that airplane. It just keeps right on going. They are slamming Ted everywhere you can this morning on social media. So between Ted Cruz's wife and an inch, they're giving Ted a hard time. So that's some national news this morning that is breaking about that. Now, here, as we switch to other stories that sometimes get your blood boiling, we've watched this thing to where they want to cancel monuments nationwide. Mississippi and Alabama, 5 or 6 years ago, passed a law that said you could not take down war memorials in an effort to block Confederate soldiers or people, like George Washington. It did no good in Alabama. They tore them down anyway and paid the fine in those cities. As we look at our next story here, Chicago. They're getting ready to 41 monuments that they want to get rid of. Among these, Abraham Lincoln, Columbus, George Washington, Ben Franklin. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
There's the statue of Abe Lincoln there. There's George Washington. I disagree with this. That's Columbus there. That's just a few of the pictures that they're looking at in Chicago of monuments. We've got to be careful in America because history is being canceled and America's way of life is being changed by those that they feel that they're offended. What about the other side of the fence? We'll watch this. We'll see what Chicago does if lawmakers allow this to happen.
It's so crazy to me because, they act like just tearing down a statue is going to erase the history. It's not. It doesn't erase history. History, it is what it is, and it's history. And it's there whether you like it or not.
History is a thing that you learn from your mistakes about it.
Yeah, to me, it's something that if it's not a great memory in history, you've learned from it, and you can look at that and see how far you've come. I don't understand, why people are so hateful when it comes to stuff like that. I don't know. I can understand having bitter feelings, but at some point you got to press on and
you do.
Lick your wounds and move on. It's just like it's like we all have things that,
The cancel culture is bad. And, I bring this up with Rush Limbaugh passing away. He was really good at what he did. But the meanness across this country.
They say that even The View yesterday.
Oh, you're kidding.
They were horrible. I heard that one of the hosts on there talked about how he was a racist and he was hateful and he was, he just, I don't know. I just don't know. People are just hateful. People just have a lot of hate in their heart. And, I can understand, like I said, being bitter at some point. But I don't even know what you'd call it. When somebody passes away and you just really
you got to be respectful.
Dog them out. After they've passed away, you just are disrespectful and stuff like that. But you can call yourself a Christian, really?
Yeah.
Really?
That ain't the thing to do.
No.
And, whether you liked them or disliked them, show some respect. And if you can't say, as your mama used to tell you, if you can't say something good,
don't say anything at all. That's right. And I've kept my mouth shut a lot of times.
Bite the tongue.
When I didn't like a situation, but I have bit my tongue.
You know how it's always urged that on Facebook and on Instagram and Twitter not to ever put that, like you're going on vacation. Don't list, hey, I'm out of town, because there are bad people that watch these feeds that come and prey on what you've got.
Yeah.
They say, we had, what was the movie? Wedding Crashers, and then it was Funeral Crashers, to where, they go pick up women at funerals because they were...
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. As you look at this, a criminal has been arrested in Florida because he watched the obituaries and then he went and robbed the family's house during the hours that the funeral was going on. They say he is the lowest of low in Florida, and he has been apprehended here. Here's the guy right here.
Yeah, he kind of.
I guess, he thought outside the box other than other criminals. This may have happened before, but that's the first big time I've heard of this. He has been apprehended, and wow, is what I can say about that.
That's just sorry.
It is. Let's see here. Now, you don't see this stuff much, but you can't understand the language, but we'll show the video here. This is in, I assume it's somewhere in Mexico because they speak Spanish. Ecuador, football stadium in Ecuador. The guy is doing a live report, and he gets robbed with a gun while he's live on television.
On camera now, the guy.
Look at this. And I think this is the video here. It's going to try to do.
Has the guy got an AirPod?
That's what it looks like. Let's see here. All right, let's.
Whoa.
No, that's not it there. This is the actual pictures of it. I don't know where the video went. I guess I had it up too long. But the video was something to see because the guy, he just whoops out a gun on the guy, takes his wallet, and runs off.
Oh, gosh.
Of course, they did get good pictures of the guy.
Is that, if you hit the little arrow right there, will that?
Where at? Right there?
Will it do it? I don't know.
Yeah, it went to somebody. I don't know what that is.
No, last but not least.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, yeah, he's doing her makeup. No, I would not let my boyfriend or my husband do my makeup unless I had died.
That's a different. All right, here's the video. I refreshed it. Here we go. Let's show this now. Got his wallet. Now again, I have no idea what
That's
they're
real
saying.
smart.
Nobody was hurt, but
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
can
the
happen.
other video, she was letting the one while ago that I don't know if it was Ariana, a girl was letting her boyfriend do her makeup. No, if I had a boyfriend, no, I would not, and I would not let my husband do my makeup.
Well, somebody asked me about sponsorship. Inbox me, and I'll talk to you about sponsorship. Somebody put that note up there. And let's see here as we go down through here. Kyla Moore is watching from Scuba this morning. Sunshine coming out from Leanne Shirley there. So it is. It's good to have some sunshine.
Let me just back up the comment that I just said.
What
It
did
did not even sound good to me because I'm thinking about what I said. Because you know how you say something and you go, "Oh, that didn't sound good." If
What
I
did
had
you-
a boyfriend, I wouldn't let him, and I wouldn't let my husband. First of all, let me clarify: if I wasn't married and I had a boyfriend.
Candace, we all knew what you meant by that.
Yeah, but that just didn't even sound good to me. Like I had to just clarify that right there.
Guilt. Oh,
No, people run with that mess. Like they're like, "Did she just say that?" No, Kurt wouldn't even want to do my makeup. So
Oh, that's too funny. So,
Crazy.
but we did know what you meant by that.
okay, well,
All
I
right.
just wanted to clarify.
Let's take a minute and talk about the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville. I hadn't had a chance to get to, with everything going on, I hadn't had a chance to get the ad together. So for my eyes, let's go in a little closer here and see what's going on at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville. Of course, this is the big ad that they've got going on this week. You can pick up oranges for that 4-pound bag for $3.99. Coca-Cola products, always a good deal on that, 3 for
Yes.
$12. And look at here, water.
Oh yeah. I don't know if that I don't know if you need to put that or not. It's like I'm bombard you.
Look out, Joe. Of course, Star-Kissed tuna. And Star-Kissed, and I have learned, Star-Kissed tastes better than the rest, folks. It does. It's all moist and stuff.
Yeah.
But check that out. You can also get Maxwell House Coffee, the assorted cans, 2 for $5. As you go down through here, bleach if you need to be cleaning some stuff there. Granulated sugar, $2.29 for the 5-pound bag. Everyday low prices there that you can take advantage of that. And let me flip over here and find page 2. He's got some more deals that's going on at the Piggly Wiggly right now. Let me drag that over here so we can see that. Got some meats. Let's see here. The sirloin tip roast, $3.59 a pound. Steaks, $3.79. The Boston butts, $1.39 for the twin pack a pound. Weenies. Boy, that's a great meal right now if you don't have a lot of power going on at your house.
That's right, something easy.
Yeah.
And pork loin fillets, those are the best things to put on the grill too.
I don't know that I've had that. That is good.
You haven't ever bought those?
Well,
The tenderloins?
I may have eaten it not knowing.
They're really good because they're already seasoned a lot of times.
Okay.
And so you can just put those on the grill.
Oh, y'all remember
really,
that?
really
Everything's better with Blue Bonnet on it?
Oh, yeah.
I hadn't heard that in years. A few of the specials that you'll find this morning at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, they're wide open. This morning they opened the doors at 7. They're there to take care of any of your needs. Drop in to see Joe. They've got trucks coming in about every other day to make sure that things are restocked. So drop by and see them in a great, friendly place to buy your groceries right here in the Meridian area. See them.
It is.
Let me see here what else we got going on. Some news stories and things that have gone on this day, and let's start here. Now, let me do a little quick thing. We'll come back to weather here in just a minute and talk further about the weather there. Let's see here where we are. Oh, Sophie that's sitting there. Yeah, it was on this date back in 1878 that our lives would soon change from this. The phonograph was invented. Thomas Edison done that, and it would eventually end up being your iPhone to where you can listen to music.
Right.
But that was the day back then.
The record players are really coming back.
Vinyl records and
yes,
things? No, I did
are.
not.
They are. They're selling them in the stores and everything. I think it's really neat because a lot of people still have vinyl records. What do you call it? They had the 45s.
And
the
33s.
And the 30s. What are the big ones?
The big ones were 33s.
Yeah, the
album.
33s, the albums. Yeah.
And then it was 44s, and then the old ones were 78s back in the day.
Okay. Yeah, there's a ton of those. Like my mother has a bunch of records, and a lot of times at yard sales, people sell them and stuff like that a lot of times. Or you can find them in antique stores and flea markets and stuff like that. But I think it's a really neat thing. I mean, I grew up with a record player, so anyway.
They're fun.
It is.
We look back on this, and Smokey Robinson was born on this date in 1940. And what was his big song? And I know this is on the tip of my tongue.
I don't know. But I used to listen to him all the time.
Tears of a Clown.
Yeah.
Was it the Tracks of My Tears? Something like that. Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, that was Smokey Robinson. He was big back in the day. It was, not to confuse this song with Welfare Cadillac. So don't get this confused. But this was Buck Owen. He was number one on this date back in 1966, waiting in your welfare line, trying to get some loving from her. Back in the day with that red, white, and blue guitar.
I know. I remember that guitar.
Which, and that was the neat thing about Buck. He was smart enough to do something that when you saw that color, you'd know it was Buck Owens.
His signature.
Yeah, no one else has ever done that.
Yeah.
It was 77 that Elvis was number one on this date with Moody Blue. And that would be, while he's alive, his last number one. Mm-hmm. Was that one of your favorite Elvis songs?
I didn't. No, not.
It was just so-so to me.
Yeah.
It was not over the top by any means. As we move on, you remember Blinded by the Light? Mm-hmm. Woke up like a... And I never got that line.
I always just made a word up.
Yeah. And I didn't know that Bruce
for that part,
Springsteen wrote it, and then this group re-recorded it and changed the words a little bit and made a hit out of it.
What is it?
Well, it's
Woke
down
up
here.
Like a...
Well, I had to...
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
That's what I thought it said.
Deuce is the word.
But it sounded like a feminine hygiene.
Right. So I'm going to change the subject now before I get embarrassed.
But I was watching a comedian one night, and he was singing. He had little snippets of different songs, and he was talking about how people
change words.
Or you think it says one thing,
yeah,
and because it sounds just like it'll say that word, But I'm guilty of doing that.
There's an Alabama song, and Randy Owen I forget which one it was. Love in the First Degree, one of them where everybody changes the word to it. They're one of those.
Yeah. It's so funny because, as an adult, like right now, I'll go, that is not even what that meant. Like, that ain't even what that said. All these years I've been thinking it said something. Because if I read the lyrics off of something, I'm like, oh, my God, I never knew.
Now, I didn't know this until late last night when I put this together. And after reading it, I really don't like this guy anymore. He was banned from Texas, and it was changed in 1992, and I don't think it should have been. On this date in 1982, Ozzy Osbourne was arrested for urinating on the Alamo.
Really?
Yeah, and of course, this is just a sacred site in Texas. But he was banned for life for coming back, playing in San Antonio, and they lifted the ban in 1992.
Says his next goal was to urinate on the White House lawn.
I don't like him.
I wonder if he still feels that way.
I don't know. I've watched years ago. They had a show, him and his wife.
Yeah. Osbourne.
Was he drunk or high then? Because you couldn't understand him.
I think maybe he's done so much in his past that maybe he's just
slurred,
physically, maybe altered now for good. I don't know, because he just seems that way. I mean, he might still be on stuff, but I thought that he was a recovered.
Yeah, that bothers me. You respect
Right.
where people gave their life defending our country,
Yes.
and the Alamo is one of those. That gets me irritated quickly.
Yeah.
It was back in '04 that Johnny Cash's family said, you're not using our product, and they had to go to court to stop them. But Ring of Fire, there was a preparation hemorrhoid relief cream that wanted to use the song, and the family said, no, that is not where that song needs to be, and they ended up winning and
Yeah.
blocking that company from using their dad's song.
Yeah, that wouldn't be somewhere you'd want your song
Yeah, I know.
being used. I
Of
wouldn't
course,
think.
June Carter wrote it with Merle Kilgore. And then Johnny was laying in bed and thought how the horns, he was trying to come up with it, and he had that dream of the horns starting out. And he went down in history from there. This story broke not long ago. South Dakota, the Attorney General, is driving home one night. He hits a deer. He calls the cop and says, hey, I just hit a deer. And then he drives on. Well, it turns out he didn't hit a deer. He hit a man. And he didn't get in any trouble because he did call cops when it happened. He didn't leave the scene of an accident. He really thought, according to what testimonies are given. But he ended up getting a misdemeanor out of it and charged $500.
If you hit something, don't you stop usually?
Well, it was
and kinda
dark.
Check it out.
It
Go
was
back?
dark, and
Yeah.
he said he couldn't see. Now,
Yeah.
you know, we've all been in different cases of where you
Yeah.
blump. I don't know. But that was a picture. If you look at the car there,
Yeah. I've
Down in
hit
the
several
corner.
deer, so I mean, I know, like,
and it did hit the windshield as you look at that. But he didn't get into any other trouble. He had not been drinking. They, of course, tested all of that.
yeah.
So what is happening? You know, the United States got out of the WHO program, World Health Organization. Joe is putting us back, and this is what he plans to do right off the bat. $4 billion. Now, I ask you, while Congress couldn't give the American people that were hurting any help of $1,400, wouldn't budge, how can we give $4 billion when it would really help Americans? Just something to think on there.
That's awful.
Texas in survival mode. This is pictures throughout Texas here because the trucks still can't get into there. Now, it's starting to change a little bit today to where trucks can travel on those interstates, but that was the scene there. No food in stores because after 5 days and not replenishing, it was empty.
You know, and I don't see the administration. I mean, have you heard anything about
No.
our administration saying we're going to get help?
No,
We're
I
going
have
to get
not.
help to Texas. We're going to get help to these people. I mean, people are dying, and still, you know, we're sending $4 billion to the WHO
Yeah,
organization.
it
It's
does
crazy
aggravate
to
you.
me.
Now, we brought you this story well, it was this week, I guess, maybe. I don't remember which day it was. I'm confused.
The other day, yeah.
Yeah, we'll call it the other day. But the Texas mayor that told the town that they were too lazy to take care of themselves.
Yes.
And he resigned as mayor. His wife has been fired over this. She was a secretary at the local high school. Now, him proving it may be hard because you know there will be a lawsuit over
Oh,
this.
yeah.
But he says the high school there canned his wife because of his comments.
I don't see how you can legally do that.
I don't think he can.
So-
They'll probably come up with another excuse.
Oh, yeah.
But we've
Or
all,
if she did stay, do you think her time there would be a pleasant time?
Yeah.
You know, really.
Yeah, and
People
you know, the old thing of it, you hear all these different lawsuits if somebody
Mm-hmm.
makes a complaint at work. And well, the company steps up and they move you to a different department and give you a different supervisor. Do
Yeah.
y'all not think that supervisor A and supervisor B aren't like this, and
Right.
that supervisor is going to do that stuff? And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
a lot of those have gone to court, but probably 95% of the time, it's same business as usual. You just
Mm-hmm.
have somebody else administering the pain upon you
Yeah. Yeah.
through that other person. It happens. It does.
But there is a such thing as karma.
There he is.
It is.
It
I do
comes back
believe
to
in
bite
that.
you.
It does.
Marco Rubio. I bet there for about 3 or 4 days he was a little worried. Ivanka has moved to town, but she tells him she's not going to run against him. Now, it is word still mumbling that she's going to run for some type of office. What will that be? I don't know. But Rubio at this point is okay.
She's a smart woman.
She is.
You know, she really is. I think all in all, Donald Trump raised pretty good,
It's kids.
business smart, book smart kids. It seems like,
So out
I'm
of
not
all
saying
the-
they've all done the best.
What's the
know.
younger one, Tiffany? That she kind of likes to party.
Yeah, I think she might be a little bit partier, but and then the Donald Trump Jr.
Playboy? No.
Yeah.
He
one
got
that's-
the divorce. He's dating what's her name from Fox News.
The one that looks like she wears the dress painted on.
Oh, the
Right.
tight
Yeah,
dress.
the painted on dress.
Yeah, she was at
Yeah.
Fox News and had to resign because she was dating a political figure, and it
Yeah.
would be. Yeah, she does have some great looking dresses now that you bring that up. I wasn't gonna say that.
They
but-
don't look great to me. I
They
mean,
don't?
as a woman, no.
Really?
I mean, it looks kind of
Okay, yeah, I don't think she dressed for you.
leave a little bit to somebody's imagination. I mean, my gosh.
Is that true though? With the old statement that a woman doesn't dress for a man, that she dresses for another woman?
I don't.
I've heard that all my life.
I've never heard that. But,
I have.
No. If I dress up, it makes me feel good. I ain't trying to please nobody else, but it just makes me feel better. If
Okay.
I'm So
Y'all tell her what I
I
think.
mean, I like to look decent.
Yeah.
I don't want to be looking like I rolled up.
old
bed.
hag.
Yeah.
Just jump up and run to a store before 7:30 in the morning.
Throw my hair up, one of them bun things on my
You're like,
head with my
"Whoa."
pajamas on in my house shoes. No, that ain't me.
Dolly is trying to head something off before it made the public mad. And I'm glad that she stepped and done this, because it would have been some very ill feelings over this.
Well, when we heard it the first time, I was
Yeah.
kind of like, that doesn't even.
She is telling the lawmakers in Tennessee, no, stop, do not replace a Confederate monument with me. And he was a Democrat that done that, wanted to take down, and I forget which one it was. It was a general. I don't remember which one. But he wanted to take down that statue and replace it with Dolly. And she goes, thank you, it's very kind of you, but I don't need to be there at the Capitol at this time. She
Yeah.
said, maybe after I die one day, y'all decide to do something later, fine, but I do not want to be the one to replace this.
Right.
Smart on her behalf, because Tennessee is not ready for that move.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, Dolly Parton is a wonderful woman. I mean, she's done a lot of things for people, like that book program where
Yes.
she gives children books for free and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, that's kind of. I'm glad she did that.
And the next thing is Dolly refused the award from Trump. Will she refuse it from Joe? We'll see. We'll watch that too.
Yeah, we'll
She's
see.
usually pretty good at the political game there. This is an interesting story this morning.
I need this shirt. Yeah, I
She-
need that shirt.
This lady had been trying to get her COVID shot, and she had tried, and she got it. Then the snow hit. She walked 3 miles to get the shot in the snow and 3 miles back home. Now, why there was not a gentleman in the crowd that didn't give her a ride home, I don't know. But she made it. She's fine. The Seattle Times is putting that report out this morning. Neat ending to that. She did get her shot, and she's fine.
Yeah.
She wanted it some kind of bad now.
Oh yeah.
We
Walking that
find
far
out
in
this
snow.
morning also that Senator Bob Dole now has stage 4 lung cancer, 97 years old. He ran for president, and I don't remember who ran with him.
I can't remember.
Bob Dole for president. It was I can't remember who his sidekick was. It was going to be vice president. And did you realize that Rush was worth this much?
I did not.
$600 million estate. His wife will inherit the home that is worth $51 million. And they go on to say that Rush bought the house for $4 million, I think, and then he done a lot of renovations and made it better, and prices have gone up, and it's now worth $51 million.
That's good.
So,
Yeah. So his wife was 44 and he
Yeah.
was 70.
makes you go, huh?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that
A
can't happen,
30-year-old difference?
Yeah,
I
that
mean, you
is
have
a big.
some-
That is a big.
You have a lot in
difference.
common in that. A 20-year-old and a 70-year-old, I mean, they do. I mean, think about that.
No, a 20-year-old and a 70-year-old. No, but she's 44. I mean,
She
you know.
is.
Well, I think once you hit your older years, like 40s and stuff like that,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter as much. I don't think.
Did 22 marrying a 60?
That's to me. That's nah. I don't like that.
That's just-
I think that's kind of like. I mean, that could be your kid.
It's all about love, though. I mean, really, you've seen the pictures. The lottery winners, you see them, and then you see that new.
I mean, at 40-something years old, if you're not settled down, you ought to be.
Oh, you should be.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. 20-something year old, they still got oats to say.
It's a lot of oats to show to do there.
Some of them do, unless they're married and got kids. And
Yeah, that's the word for that. I don't know how to put all of that. So,
Yeah.
Let's take a minute and talk about Tiffany and all of her stuff that she's got going on up in North Hill Street. Of course, it'll be one of the places that you'll find. Let me hit this button so everybody can see this. Tiffany Blue Decor Boutique.
Yes, located in the atrium on Highway 493 in Meridian, and also is Rustic Couture in Quitman on Archusa Avenue.
She's got a place there also that you can go into, and you can sign up through Facebook and get 10% off. Tons of little knickknacks to choose from the towels that you can hang in your kitchen, the little sayings there for people to read. Pillows that I have no idea what they are, but
the boho glam pillow, yes, has a little fringe around the edge, and all these cute little towels that are for springtime or Easter. I mean, she has a lot of Easter little bunnies and different things, but farmhouse style furniture, farmhouse style decor. She has a lot of original paintings that she's done, and then also some other paintings, and they're all framed really, really nice. I mean, a lot of large paintings. If you're looking for something like really big to put over a table or something in your home, you can find it there at Tiffany Blue.
Drop in and see her. She'll help you out there in so many ways. Now, as we go back, let's go to radar this morning and talk about weather for just a second here. And so everybody will kind of know where we are and what we got going on. As we pull up radar this morning, let me show this here. All of this blue is this freeze warning that we're going to have tonight. And look how far back this goes. All the way back to San Antone. Well, actually, it starts west of San Antone and goes across this. It's going to be cold. Now, the immediate Meridian area misses out on this. Meridian, also Kemper and Newton County, Clark, and over to Jasper County, you're going to miss this. Points north and northwest of us will have it. Closest, of course, being Noxubee, Winston, and Neshoba counties, and we get back over here to Scott County and all this. It's going to be cold tonight. So, again, as we go to our lows tonight, let me pull that back up and go over what to expect. As we head for that high today in Meridian of being somewhere right around 42, and we're going to have sunshine. Things are going to melt. Tonight, it will be cold. You have to take care of your animals. 21 degrees for Meridian. The Philadelphia area, we're looking at a low of about 17 tonight, all through there. By next week, by Monday, we'll get into the 50s, and by Wednesday, we're off into the 60s. So
I'm looking forward to the 60s.
Yeah. If you had to pick the perfect temperature, like when you go to the Smoky Mountains, what is it usually like 70 most of the time up in there?
Don't you wish it was just 70 year round?
Yeah, I
do.
That would almost be my favorite temperature if we could have that.
I could skip summer with all the hot temperatures. I cannot stand to burn up outside. Like, I can't stand it. If it was just 70 degrees and you could just be outside and not be sweating to death.
That's right.
It'd be nice.
When you get into the 80s, you can handle it. When it hits 90, whole different ballgame.
Yeah, it is.
But I have learned this. As bad as some things in the South that we may consider that other folks look down upon this, that, and the other, I kind of like it here. We don't normally have this kind of once in a blue moon every 20 years we'll get a freezing like we've had here. But overall, it's a great place to live.
Yeah.
We may be a little slower in some areas, but that's okay.
Yeah, that is okay.
We can drive a little slower in our pickup truck and run 40 and make people behind us mad.
You ought to slow down every now and then.
That's right.
Of course, you could talk real twangy like I do sometimes.
I got it as well, too.
I like it, though.
It is. As we go right offside the interstate there to the Lauderdale County Farm Supply, they're going to be open this morning. And if you need to take care of your pets, your animals, they got it all going there for you if you need your feed and seed. And as we start thinking about as we get the 60-degree weather back, you will have to get rid of the pine limbs and start working on your flower beds.
And they have the snake stuff, like to bear off the snakes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'd forgotten about that.
Yes, I can't stand snakes. I don't like them. We killed a big, huge rattlesnake this past year at our house. I've never seen one until then, and I don't want to see any more. So I will be going to get some of that.
Like you having a pond there, water moccasins, that's perfect for that. Ward them off there. And ward off the germs there with the disinfected hand wipes, cleaner, and everything in your home or your business that you've got. They still got loads of that to choose from. Mobuck's apparel. Now, that's a great thing to have also with comfortable T-shirts. Not the kind that you put it on that shrinks when you wash it once. Yeah. Of course, Carhartt, they've got plenty of those to choose from. And the boots that are comfortable, Georgia boots. Who doesn't like that? We can also take care of you with the mud boots. Now, you got to remember, once all this unthaws, don't pull off the road because you lose your vehicle. It's
Right.
gonna be wet.
My yard is like that. It's like you can't even back up right now. in the
So
yard.
as you're pulling your vehicle out, you need some boots to handle the situation. They've got those mud boots for you. And of course, the heater's still there. If you don't own one of these, great as a backup source of heat.
It
Put
is.
one in your home today. Have it in your closet there. Of course, cameras to keep track of things when you're not around. You've got the old traditional SD cards, or you can step it on up and have those shot to your phone while you're at work, see what's going on. All of your fertilizers and seed, plus, as I said, taking care of those cows and horses and your hogs and stuff that you need, your bedding for all your animals. They've got it for you. With guns, a whole lot of other things there with ammo and things. The Lauderdale County Farm Supply, exit 151, they're there to take care of you. Now, let's see if we've missed any comments of anybody that had something to say this morning that we overlooked there. Linda Culpepper said she hopes we're having a great day. Thank you. She was talking about, LaWanda Grantham was talking about Ozzy there with drugs big time being
Yeah.
on him.
Yeah.
And some comments there about the sunshine. Glad it's here.
Now, Laura Upton up here at the very top,
Uh-huh.
she's wanting to know about sponsorship
Yeah, just-
process for the show.
Inbox me, and I'll be in touch with you, and you can become one of the sponsors that make all this happen. Thank you. Do appreciate that.
Yeah, we would love to have y'all because
Yeah.
I mean, that's what helps to operate it.
Yeah,
good.
from equipment to, and it takes a bunch of it.
Yes.
I think I owe a big payment. Again, we'd like to say thank you for dropping by and spending a few moments with us today. As we begin it, it's going to be some sunshine. We'll be back with updates as we have them periodically throughout the day. So thanks a bunch.
Yeah, we do appreciate you.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our communities efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by